Quillo, ¿qué? Cinco, seis, siete, ocho, con tres.
A las muy buenas tardes, mis amados y amadas one2winners. Bienvenidos un domingo más. Un domingo 22 de abril y cerrar a one2win, el concurso
Mike, que hoy es viernes, no domingo, es en inglés.
Oh, right. Well, hello, let's try again. Good afternoon, my dearest one2winners. I haven't seen most of you in like one entire week. What's been going on, my English-speaking question answering friends? Too many plot developments have been going on this place. So it used to be about the questions, not the host, you know. Now it's always been about the people. Most of you should know who I am, right? If not, let's get down to it. This is one2win, the familiar, fabulous and fabled live game show for your smartphone, where I'm going to be testing your factual knowledge and figure out what your fate is gonna be. And today I'm gonna be your never faltering host, Mike Torrejon, ready to guide you through a wide assortment of questions. Wait, questions? Why, yeah! If you're new here, you might have even more questions than we do, and that's totally fine. Let me explain real quick. one2win, it's a free live quiz show in which you answer questions, 12 of them to be exact, and we give you money. Pretty sweet deal, huh? Here's how the game goes. In just a few minutes, I'm going to ask you a series of 12 questions. You'll have 10 seconds to tap whichever answer you think is right with your little fingers on your little phone. Even better, you can change your answer within the 10 seconds window we give you. Even better, it's just fine if you get one wrong, chin up and keep playing, because in this game there is no elimination. So just do your best and your fastest, because time matters. If you get the same amount of questions right as someone else, the fastest player will prevail and possibly even win one of our prizes. Speaking of prizes, today we are giving out a prize pot of $50. That's gonna be $25 for our first place winner, $15 for the silver, and $10 for the bronze. Easy peasy. And if you happen to end up within the top 10, you're also getting binoculars. Binoculars are our very first power-up. They allow you to see what other people are answering live. So, if you have no idea what to answer, you can just try and wing it. Maybe go with what everyone else is saying. Just tap the little icon at the bottom right of your screen during a question, and that's it. Remember, though you can use them once per game, and if you use it, you lose it. Well, I think I've pretty much covered all the bases, so it's time to get started. Make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi, and that your phone is charging, and that your thumbs are all warmed up. Because one2win starts right now. Here's question 1. Attention! Who would you be most likely to see helping the groom at a wedding? The best man, hollow half sister, mediocre mother. Today's one2win starts with love. Well, they all do. To be honest, this thing is a massive labor of love. Anyway, if you've ever been to a wedding, I'm sure you've seen that dude who helps the groom, carries the ring, hopefully doesn't lose the ring, etc. And even though you might be able to find all three of these kind of people at any given wedding, neither of them will be very helpful, if you ask me. Only one of these is widely known as the chief assistant at a wedding, the 7082 term best man, and that's our first answer. And it looks like that we've got 72 best men and women and friends beyond the binary. Moving right now on to question number 2. When cooking, which ingredient is most likely to be beaten for a recipe? Butter, egg, or flour? Among many other things that we are not getting into right now, the beginning of this decade was marked by a massive uptake in interest in cooking. Everyone was making bread, pastries, and all sorts of food. I include myself. And these three ingredients were very much involved. Here's the thing. Though they used completely different. You'd expect butter to be melted, flour to be sifted, and finally, as the correct answer to this question, eggs are beaten. Egg is the answer we were looking for, and looks like 71 one-two winners are getting closer to beating today's show. Jesus, seriously, do the English shows also need these terrible jokes?
Yes.
Terrible puns?
Yes.
Yes, they do. Let's do question number 3 before I regret this. Okay, number 3, attention. Which word or variant requires players to find 8 words instead of just 1? Dordle, octordle, quordle. Remember Wordle? The hottest online game of last year? Its popularity grew like wildfire. Here's a quick refresher in case you missed it. Wordle is a game in which you get 6 chances to try and figure out a 5-letter word, and you get hints. Kind of like Mastermind, but with words. The game inspired developers all around the world to create their own take on it. Words in other language, multiple words at the same time, the name of a song with only a few seconds of audio, or the name of a territory with only its shape. And while this question might seem hard at first, it gets a lot easier if you remember your prefixes. Quordle is the Wordle variant in which you have to find 4 words. And well, octo is a Greek prefix that means 8. So octordle is the one in which you gotta find 8 of them. And that's it. 67. I don't know how to count in English, okay. 67 of you knew your name, your games, or your prefixes. Good stuff. Speaking of games, question number 4. Attention. In a perfect game of 10-pin bowling, how many pins do you knock over in total? 100, 120, 300. Hey Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling. If you ever played GTA 4, I sure hope you took Roman up on his offer to go bowling, because it might have just given you the knowledge you needed to answer this question. In a perfect game of 10-pin bowling, you'll score 300 points, which incidentally was Homer Simpson's claim to fame in a 1999 episode. But 1 point doesn't equal 1 pin knocked over now. If you do a perfect game that is 12 strikes, you'll be knocking down 10 pins per strike. Doing some incredibly complex arithmetic, multiplying 12 by 10 will give you the correct answer to this question. 120 pins. 42 one-two winners tapped on 120 and didn't get knocked over this question. I'm gonna kill you. I think I'm gonna kill you, ain't it? I love Jesus. Grab the thing. 5. Right now. We have a problem, Jesus? No, we haven't. Right now. A man won 450K in damages this week after his employer did what without permission? Brought a dog in, moved his desk, organized a party. Here's a bizarre law question. It's been a quite while since we asked about weird legal cases. And these questions always get fun. This very week, some dude in the United States, because of course, won a lawsuit against his employer for doing something many others might regard as a nice gesture. As much as I love dogs, and I do, I really love dogs, I can see how they could be an issue if you're allergic, but that's not the case in here. And while suing for any of the other two might sound really pretty petty, the lawsuit wasn't filed because the boss moved her desk. Nope. It was because they organized a birthday party. Apparently, this employee had explicitly asked not to have a party because it would probably trigger a panic attack, which it did. So he sued and was awarded $500,000 in damages. Organizing a party. That's the answer we were looking for, and for the 50 one-to winners who tapped it right. Want to throw a party? Anyone? No? Okay. Let's do question 6 then. Attention. Which streaming service announced this week that its subscriber count had fallen for the first time in over 10 years? Disney+, HBO Max, Netflix. Let's talk about movies. A bunch of streaming services have been cropping up these days. After seeing Netflix's massive success in the streaming industry, everyone decided that they wanted a piece of the cake. In practice, what this means is that trying to legally watch a movie or a show becomes an ordeal because you have to actually take time to figure out where it's actually available. So it looks like people have been growing tired of this and maybe sailing the high seas with what? Sailing the high seas hard. Which has resulted in many streaming services losing subscribers. Of the 3 options we gave you, though, only one of them is 10 years old. Of course, Netflix is the answer here, and it looks like 73 of you are in tune with the news. And we're already halfway through the game. Question number 7. Attention! Which of these is a fashion style based on English rural life? Bungalow base, cottagecore, farm fare. Fashion is a wild world. And these English people, even more so, they really can make a world out of nothing. It turns out there that really is a fashion style for everyone out there. Even if you live in the meadows. In the past couple of years, this new fashion style has been quite in, and you might have even seen it on Instagram. For example, countryside scenes, peasant dresses, Polaroid Instagram filters. Put them together, shake it real well, and you'll get the telltale signs of an up-and-coming fashion style that tries to harken back to older and simpler times. And it's called cottagecore. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a music genre, but I can totally hear the harmonicas in my head right now. But it's actually a fashion style. Cottagecore is our 7th correct answer. And 64 one-to-winners got this one right. And we swiftly move into question number 8. Attention! NASA was advised this week that it should visit which planet for the first time since 1986? Question. Here's our picture question. Quite late in the game, but actually not a super hard question. If you know your planets, and you know that, well, we really like our space questions. So, this very week, NASA's advisors said that they should try and revisit a place that they haven't been to in a while. The place in particular where the sun don't shine. Uranus. What? Don't look at me that way, please. Okay, yeah, the sun shines in Uranus, I guess. It's really a cold place, though. I wouldn't want to go there. I wouldn't go anywhere there near it. Anyway, the planets we've been shown you are Saturn, Mars, Uranus, and Mercury. And this one is Uranus. And therefore, the correct answer for our picture question. Well done. Looks like 33 one-to-winners are flying high on this question. Let's move. Number 9. Attention. The most commonly used stop traffic sign has many sides as which of these? 5 semicircles, 3 triangles, 2 squares. Here's a little questions for our drivers around the world. In most countries, the stop sign, which tells drivers that they should come to a complete stop and let the pedestrians pass, is a traffic sign that says, well, it says stop. Simple enough.
Hammer time.
Hammer time. Sure, the Vienna Convention on Road Signs and Signals, what a mouthful, also allows for a circular sign, but in this case, we're asking about the most common one, the one you've seen all around, and usually it takes the form of a red octagon, that is to say, 8 sides. And you know what else has 8 sides? Well, semicircles can either have one or unlimited faces, depending on how pedantic you want to be. As for 3 triangles, they have 3 times 3 is 9, which isn't 8. But if you count the side of 2 squares, you get a grand total of 8, which neatly matches the amount of sides you'll see on an octagon, and therefore a stop sign. 8 sides, 2 squares, that's the answer here, and 42 one-to-win is squared away this question just fine. Good on ya. Let's do question number 10. Attention. Which of these US presidents didn't first take office during 1980s? George H. W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, or Ronald Reagan? Well, are you folks in tune with the President of the United States? And by that I don't mean the band that sang Peaches. Peaches for me. Which is actually a really good song, but rather, well, the actual president. The United States has had 46 presidents so far. The first one being, of course, George Washington. As for the 3 options I gave you, they were all presidents consecutively. Ronald Reagan and George Bush were the latter ones. Reagan started in 1981 and did 2 terms, ending in 1989. And right after that, Bush took over, 1989, of course, which means they both took office in the 80s. But Jimmy Carter, the 39th president of the USA, started in 1977 and only serving 1 term, which means he didn't first take office in the 80s. So, Jimmy is the correct answer for this question. 46 of you got it.
Like the amount of presidents for the 6.
Yeah, like the amount.
Presidents.
46 presidents, 46. One2winners got it right, and we're nearing the end of today's show. Only 2 questions to go. Let's wrap this real quick. Here's Q11. Attention! The song that won Eurovision 2021 for Italy is in which type of language? Germanic, Romance, or neither? Eurovision. The annual song contest for countries in Europe and countries that aren't in Europe too. Bit of a misnomer, if you ask me. Last year's Eurovision held in the Netherlands ended up being won by Italy. It was the first win in 31 years. Nothing to sneeze at. And the song that scored them this win was called Zitti e Buoni by the band Maneskin. As you might expect from the name of the song, the lyrics were all in Italian, which is a Romance language. Actually, the top 3 songs for this year's Eurovision were all in Romance languages, including the winning song we're talking about. So, of course, Romance is the correct answer for this question. 26 one-2winners got this question right. And finally, here's the last question of today's show. Good luck and attention. In 1940, code breakers from which country cracked a key Japanese cipher? Soviet Union, UK, or USA? Woo! Is this really it? The final question of today's show? Man, I sure wish I could stay with you folks longer, but my producer is saying it's time to stop. Stop in the name of... So hopefully you cracked this question. Now, you might be thinking of the ever so famous Enigma code, which was cracked by the team led by Alan Turing from the UK, but that actually wasn't a Japanese cipher. It was German, and that was in 1941, not 1940. The cipher we're talking about here is known as the Purple Cipher, used by the Japanese Foreign Office starting in 1939, and just over a year later, in 1940, a team led by Frank Rowlett managed to build a replica of the Japanese Type B Cipher machine. And where was this? Well, why, yeah, it was in the US of A, the United States. That's our final answer for today. And 18 of you cracked the code for our final question. I'm sweating. Oh my God, oh my God. So, there we have it. 2 questions asked, 2 questions answered. 12? I said 2? 12! I don't know how to count, okay. 12 and 12. How many did you get right? Ask the person next to you, how many did they get right? What was your favorite question? Tell us in the chat. We're just giving the highly intelligent octopus we're keeping behind the scenes some time to calculate the results. Rather than gambling on about Bond's films, I'll just mention that we're on Twitter as one2_win and on Instagram as one2.win. We love hearing from you, our dears one2winner, or dear one2winners. It doesn't matter if it's a suggestion problem, a question submission, or even some fan mail for me.
Guapo.
I know.
Guapa.
Do stick around at the end too, because we'll be beaming a really short survey to your screen, which is your chance to tell us how you found the game, what you liked, and how we can make the game even better. We read each and every one response, and every response. So keep it clean, all right? Right! The octopus has given us the nut. Yeah. So we're ready to announce our leaderboard, and with it, the top 3 one2 winners who are grabbing that cash. They are, here we are, best Ken ever. 2 correct answers in 30 and 47 seconds. Stephanie, 12 corrects too, 40 and 41 seconds. Real life Dino, 2 correct. We gotta play, man. 12 correct in 45 seconds. Okay, congratulations to all you 3 people. Great. How was that? Even if you aren't walking away a little bit richer, don't forget that if you're anywhere in the top 10, you'll have won some binoculars to give you that extra little boost another time. If you didn't win prize this time around, don't worry. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? You'll have another chance to play and win in a future game, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Talking about future games. I'm back on Sunday at 8 p.m. Central European Time for the Spanish game of one2win, and you'll be very welcome to come and play again then. If Spanish class wasn't your favorite and you'd rather keep things in English,
Aunque te llames Miguel.
don't worry, we'll be back on Friday with another English language game. We hope you had fun and maybe you didn't won. I've been Mike Torrejon. This has been one2win, and you've been extraordinary. You have been extraordinary. Have a great weekend, and hasta la vista. Vaya porquería es eso de hasta la vista.
Sayonara.
¡Sayonara, baby!
Sayonara.
Sayonara.